Larkin King Tonga. Oh, I lost my voice there. Over on that right edge. And Larkin King Tonga has missed a lot of tackles. It's just a little simple showing. You got Damien Cook out there in the centre, comes up and out of the defensive line again, which creates that space there for Tom Dearden. He's got so much speed too, Tommy Dearden, and he never gets these passes wrong. The simple 2-on-1 when you got Drinkwater pushing up the middle of the field. That was a beautiful try there by the Cowboys. But momentum switches in this first 40 minutes has been mind-blowing.
And what's that, a nose trumpet? Nerdy-ner-ner-ner celebration.
Remember the old nerdy-ner-ner-ner? How good.
I do. 22-12 Cowboys to the touchline. We go back to you, Laurie Spina.
Tommy Dearden. Defense he's doing.
Metres out for the North Queensland goal line.
Tackle 2, don't hold the defender. Move up, move up.
So he'll display it 19 out from his own line.
Look at that goal, that's it. Yeah, don't hold the defending. Oh.
Hey, Laurie will probably interview him at half-time in 20 seconds. Robson goes to his right to Dick. Can't believe he hasn't moved to Graham Norton. Goes to the right to Robert Derby. Straight past Fingate, no ankle tap. 35 out, gets up to go again. Caught 32 out, needs to wrestle to his feet quickly. One play left. Play but dummy half. Goes left to Dearden over the 30. Dearden takes him on. Got the pass back to Drinkwater. Crossfield kick from 28 metres out. The ball is loose. Flying through, picking the ball up. Jeremiah Nene flies through the air. He borrowed Superman's cape. Nene's over. And the Cowboys extend on half-time. North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 12. What about that one, Luke Lewis?
Well, it's unbelievable. There was 30 seconds on the clock. Dead set, nothing happening. And then Tommy Dearden again down a short side. Comes up a nice little play. And then they get into the backfield. And then all of a sudden they keep the ball alive. Nice pass there from Drinkwater there as well. And you know what? Then Tommy Dearden sort of went back down a short side. There was nothing doing. Flicks the ball out the back. And then all of a sudden Drinkwater gets it. And he goes, you know what? I'm just going to put it up, see what we can come up with. And a really nice chase. Everyone's on side from North Queensland. And then Jeremiah Nene just has to bend over. Gets a bit of an ugly bounce, but picks it up, uses his speed, puts it down one end like a winger. And that was a beautiful try just before half-time.
Sully tried to catch it, went through his fingers, then ricocheted backwards from Braden Burns.
They're not going to take that off, mate. They were Braden Burns hitting the ball into a Dragons player. Backwards? No.
Oh, not if it went backwards. I think on that replay it went backwards. And the Nene needs a reward for that dive anyway. That goes backwards, back onto Sully's hand, who is in front of Burns. So I think that should be okay.
Should be okay.
Let's go to the touchline and see who's next with Laurie Spina. Loz, Nene, try and confirm.
Yeah, definitely not back. Where has this been for the Cowboys? Desperation in defence, attack, no drop balls, brilliant stuff by them. Graham Norton, isn't he that American dude? I was thinking football.
He really isn't. Here's Drinkwater from the touchline, 22 out with the left boot. He strikes it, heading towards the post off the upright, no goal. His first message, 4 out of 5. And North Queensland goes into half-time, leading St George Illawarra 28 points to 12 for the Cowboys. Tries to Zach Labart in the 6th minute, Tom Dearden in the 12th, Cohen Hess in the 35th, Scott Drinkwater in the 39th, and Jeremiah Nene in the 40th. So 3 tries in that last 5 minutes. Drinkwater 4 goals from 5 attempts. Cohen Hess on report for a high tackle in the 27th minute, 2 restarts. For St George Illawarra, tried to Tyrell Sloan in the 19th minute. to Matthew Thingay in the 27th. Kyle Flanagan 2 from 2, and David Clemmer on report with raised knees. Apparently in the 22nd minute, 3 restarts for the Dragons. Penalties in favour of St George Illawarra by 5-2, but Lou, it's all the Cowboys after that 5-minute onslaught in front 28-12.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it was all Cowboys. Well, it started off 5 minutes with the Dragons, then it went all Cowboys. They got off to a great little lead there, 12-0. Dragons worked their way back into the game 12-all with all their, whatever you call it,
Momentum.
That's the word I was looking for. Then all of a sudden, the last 9 minutes, the Cowboys were absolutely on fire, making breaks everywhere, scoring tries, looking outstanding. And then that last play, with 30 seconds on the clock, they had to go 80 metres, and they go and score a try. So, yeah, it's great to see. This is a team that we expect to call every weekend.
Yeah.
And I had a funny feeling it was going to turn up, and so far, the first 40 minutes, it's turned up, and it's been great to watch.
Yeah, they are so fun to watch, Laurie, when they're firing, as you say, where's it been? But at least for tonight, the Cowboys fans will take it. They've had 2 parts of this game where they've just blitzed the Dragons.
What magnificent tries, both sides, entertaining, and the ball handling been really good. A bit of desperation in defence, but throwing that football around, yeah, where's it been? But Tom Dearden at the heart of it. I watch him in defence too, tenacious in defence, and when he's got that football, he's so dangerous. And yeah, the Cowboys, they've really surprised me tonight. They're really throwing the football around and defending with a bit of desperation. But remember, there's 40 minutes still to go, and you never know what can throw up. And the Dragons are still in this.
Around the grounds, New South Wales Cup, North Sydney Oval, and it's West 18 leading the Bears 0. Here, Cowboys 28 leading St George Illawarra 12. Hope you're enjoying the action with Luke Lewis, Laurie Spina. I'm Andrew Moore. Let's head right now to the ABC Newsroom.
ABC News with Satyam Weinstein. Australia and the United Kingdom will not be following France's lead in recognising Palestine as a state, but the foreign ministers of the two countries have reiterated calls for an immediate ceasefire. Foreign Minister Penny Wong has been meeting her UK counterpart in Sydney as part of the annual OCMIN talks. Both ministers strongly condemn the situation in Gaza, describing the suffering of civilians as indefensible and a worsening humanitarian catastrophe. UK Foreign Minister David Lammy says the two countries are strongly committed to the pursuit of a two-state solution.
The belief in a two-state solution is steadfast in both of our countries. That is the only solution to the long-standing issues that we see in the region.
The US says it's considering alternative options to bring home Israeli hostages from Gaza after ceasefire talks with Hamas broke down in Qatar. The United States and Israel have recalled their negotiators with US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, accusing Hamas of showing a lack of desire to reach a deal. Hamas says it's keen to continue the negotiations. The State Department's Tommy Pigott says the militant group hasn't been acting in good faith.
While the mediators have made a great effort, Hamas does not appear to be coordinated or acting in good faith. We will now consider alternative options to bring the hostages home and try to create a more stable environment for the people of Gaza.
Thailand has rejected mediation efforts from third countries to end the ongoing conflict with Cambodia. Thailand's foreign ministry insists that Phnom Penh should cease its attacks and resolve the situation through bilateral talks. The United States, China and Malaysia have offered to facilitate dialogue. It comes as fighting continues for a second day at the border, where at least 16 people have been killed, most of whom are in Thailand. The New South Wales Min's government is calling on Kiama MP Gareth Ward to resign from state parliament in the wake of his guilty verdict on sex abuse charges. Kelly Fuller reports.
This afternoon, a jury in the New South Wales District Court found Mr Ward guilty on one charge of sexual intercourse without consent and 3 counts of indecent assault. For the past 2 years, while facing the charges and going through the court process, the Premier has repeatedly refused to answer questions from the former Liberal Minister in Parliament. This afternoon, a spokesman for the government has released a statement. It says Mr Ward's position in the Parliament is no longer tenable, and as such they call on him to resign immediately. It goes further and says should Mr Ward refuse to resign, the government will take steps to protect the Legislative Assembly's integrity.
Internal Corrections Department memo has revealed private security firm G4S will provide support to police watch house services in the Northern Territory. Sam Perry has more.
Private security guards currently help transfer inmates sits between prisons and the courts, but an email sent to corrections staff yesterday confirms the Corrections Commissioner has signed a work order with G4S to expand its duties. Private officers from the American-owned security firm will work 24/7 to support external escorts, hospital bed sits, and provide support to police watch houses. The move follows concerns from within the Northern Territory's police union. A death or serious incident in custody was imminent at the Palmerston Watch House.
Police are investigating the deaths of 2 people at a house in Melbourne's southeast today. Police were called to a Dandenong North property where a woman was found dead. Emergency services then treated an injured man outside of the home, but he died at the scene. The ABC's veteran business editor Peter Ryan is being remembered as one of the giants of journalism. Around 200 family members, friends and colleagues have gathered to honour the 64-year-old at a funeral service in Sydney today. Peter Ryan began his career in journalism 45 years ago, starting as a copy boy for Sydney's Daily Mirror and joining the ABC in 1984. Former ABC business reporter Stephen Long worked alongside Peter Ryan and says he pursued public interest journalism relentlessly.
Deeply intelligent, brought the common touch to the reporting that had a knowledge across everything from international affairs to business and finance, is kind of like a Mark Colvin, one of the great giants of journalism, the like of which we may see no more.
And Brisbane's Dane Zorko has been fined $3,000 for using insulting and profane language directed at AFL match officials during the Lions' round 19 win over the Western Bulldogs. The AFL says the comments were made to officials sitting on the bench as Zorko left the field during the 4th quarter of the game. You're up to date with the latest from ABC News.
Hello, Patrick Stack here. Do you like sport and good conversation? Then we've got a great podcast for you. One cracking story, in depth, every day, in under 15 minutes. It's called ABC Sport Daily, and you can find it on the ABC Listen app. ABC Sports coverage of the 2025 NRL Premiership.
Edwards goes right to Dearden, then sends it for the inside run here by Laybart. He's over the 20, beats Gutherson, and he'll score as easy as you like. The PNG Cobbles rep, Zach Laybart. Robson takes off from dummy half, and he beats DeMillan over the 30, gets it to his right to the backer-upper of Tom Dearden, and the Cowboys have their second. Brilliantly set up by Reece Robson. Finished off by a 30-metre burst, or a bit less from Tom Dearden. Chance here, St George Illawarra Cook. Goes right to Sua. Plays out the back of Sully. Quick hands to Tyrell Sloan. No one's going to stop him. Harrison Edwards was coming across, but he was unmarked effectively. Tyrell Sloan. He's able to score for the Dragons. Duffy, 4 metres out. Dummy half Sua. To the field left. Flanagan away to Cook. Then on to Kingstongia. Puts in a stab kick. Flung through Finge. He gets there first. Clutches it to the test. Dives over to score. Dummy half Robson. Goes to his right. To Cohen. Hess got through Hamish Stewart. And then beat Leilua, wanted to steal the foot. He's over. Cohen Hess gets the pride of the Cowboys. Goes right to Dearden. Dearden jinks his way straight past Cook and Kingstongia. Oh, he's good. He's got support and drink water. Shuts the gate. Horse says bye-bye. Pride of the Cowboys. Tom Dearden, you are something special. Crossfield kick from 28 metres out. The ball is loose. Flying through, picking the ball up. Jeremiah Nene flies through the air. He borrowed Superman's cape. Nene's over.
The 2025 NRL Premiership.
Yeah, a flurry. 3 tries in 5 minutes before half-time gives North Queensland a 28-12 lead over St George Illawarra. Next, it's Brisbane and Parramatta at Lang Park. Quentin Hull on the call with Billy Moore and Zane Bojack. Good evening, Q.
Andrew, it is a gorgeous night for rugby league in Brisbane, with the Broncos trying to make it 6 wins in a row. 5 on the trot for the Broncos, who had all manner of questions asked of them when they dropped their last loss, which was back in round 13 to Manly Warringah, but have gone on a roll since then. And the cavalry continues to return. Payne Haas is back after resting after the Origin decider. Jesse Yarthers hasn't played since round 17 with a rib injury. He's back in the back line, and Corey Jensen Benson returns as well on the bench, overcoming a calf injury. So no Tyson Smoothie, Ben Talty or Dean Mariner from the team that beat the Titans. That was a couple of weeks ago, Brisbane having the bye last week. So 3 changes for the Broncos from that last upstart, which was an easy win over the Titans, 26-14. While for Parramatta, confirmed Dylan Brown is not coming back tonight. He was left on the extended bench, but he has not made the cut-off with the team lists coming through. Parramatta is 1-17. So the big headline, Billy Moore, as I welcome you, Mitchell Moses back in for Parramatta tonight. Will Benson, he returns as well from suspension. Obviously, young Isaiah Yongi is out, but can the Eels snap their 3-game losing streak here with their talismanic captain and halfback back in against the rampaging Bronx? How are you?
G'day, Q. Hello to our wonderful listeners. To answer your question in the short reply, no, the Eels can't win. They are playing against a Broncos team which is flying underneath the radar, and Q, that's the thing.
How can the Broncos fly under the radar?
That's it. They don't. They are the radar, but they are flying underneath it, and that's where Maguire wants them. There's 3 sides that are hot in the comp right now that are on a roll. Panthers is one of them. The Raiders red hot leading the comp, but the Bronx are just going about their business. They haven't lost since round 13. And
when the coach was no good and should have been turfed out after half a year.
He was dead man walking. But this team tonight, this is their best side they've got. And the rise of Xavier Wilson, that's the one to watch. They've got firepower everywhere. And all of a sudden you're putting in this other ginormous, yard-getting, controlling player, Payne Haas. They will own the middle. And when you're bringing players off the bench, Hetherington and Jensen, they come on, the other side's fatigue. This is a blueprint that could bring that premiership they're talking about. I'm getting well ahead of myself, but this Broncos side is that good. Now, the Eels, they're in a rebuild, massive rebuild. Moses is a great player, but not here tonight. We're about to watch, this is the Broncos, 2 weeks. If there's 2 weeks of success by the Broncos, they will be beating the war drums for them.
I'm going to ask you, if you're a Parramatta fan and you see Dean Hawkins playing alongside Mitchell Moses with Dylan Brown left out because his future lies elsewhere, what are you thinking as a Parramatta fan?
I'm pragmatic enough to say fair point, fair bump. That's the way it is. What question I've got is why hasn't he left the club? Because they've offered him to go. He doesn't want to go to Newcastle, which is interesting. I would have thought if I was Dylan Brown, I'd be going, I want to get up there and start to form a combination with Kalen Ponga. So that's a whole different story. But they're in a rebuild, and tonight I can't wait to see so many young players. It's probably the Eels side that I've seen with my least knowledge of some of their player groups. So I was to see what you've got. You've got to remember, the Eels is blue blood rugby league producing heartland. So out of their competition, the second largest in the world, that's where the Heartbeat Rugby League comes, along with Penrith. And I'm interested to see what it's producing with young players.
Yeah, I like what he's trying to do with that pack, which is interesting tonight. That's what I'll have a look at, the Parramatta pack, with young Riley Smith starting to settle in. Obviously, he's got talent, former Australian schoolboy and a top-line cricket player as well. So he's starting to bed in. Obviously, Jack Williams and Dylan Walker, they've all done it. We know Junior and Jermaine Hopgood. But, Charlie Guymer's the young one, along with Riley Smith. And now you get Moses pulling the strings.
Yeah, and also you're seeing this is the investment they've got in.
Yeah, Talon de Silva.
He come across the West Tigers. So there's so much to love about it. But this, to me, is a barometer game to see where underneath the radar what is bubbling for the Bronx. They should be frying up some eels tonight. Let's see what happens.
Okay. We've got Todd Smith, the referee, Ash Klein in the bunker, so repeating both teams 1-17. Gorgeous night for Friday night footy. Look forward to bringing it to you after we enjoy the next 40 minutes in Townsville.
Yeah, Q, and by the way, Billy, just on that Dylan Brown point with Newcastle, because I felt exactly the same way as you. Let him go before June 30. Let the bloke play footy. Now, we heard while we were in Newcastle last Sunday that there were talks between Dylan Brown, Parramatta and the Knights, and the Knights simply don't have the salary cap space for this year. Otherwise, I'm sure it that had happened. So, we found that out ourselves late last Sunday because I thought exactly like you. If you're not going to play him, let him play somewhere else. They all tried to work that out, but it couldn't happen because of the salary cap. Billy Q, Zano, look forward to your company on the way home here as the second half about to get underway. St George Illawarra's Clint Gutherson to kick off. North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 12 as the kick-off is taken on the goal line for North Queensland. Comes back to Caden Lars, and he's shoved very near the touchline. That's inexperience. Off the kick-off, you allow yourself to be pushed over the touchline. And he gets up and says words that I wouldn't repeat to probably anyone but you, Louis, off air. But it's going to be a play the ball for St George Illawarra after he just shoved all that way by Suley and Sloan and one other defender.
Well, that's two kickoffs. Right from the very first kickoff, they kicked it dead, gave the Dragons the start, and now again in the second half.
You're suggesting their starts to halves are less than ideal?
Yes.
Play two for the Dragons. Tackled 8 metres out by Cotter. Now the Dragons would love to score early here. Little, they're down by 16. Inside ball finds Emre Gula. Good strong run into the defence. But Lars and Hess standing the tackle 3 metres out. Plays the ball to Little. Comes left to Flanagan. Then away to King Tonga. Away to Leilua. And Luciano put down 4 metres out for the goal line. There to greet him was Laybutt and Bateman. Now played to Hamish Stewart. Wobbly old pass to the right. King Tonga to Cook. Then to Flanagan. Dummies goes himself straight into the defence. Taken 14 out. 20 in from the eastern touchline. Last tackle St George Illawarra. Little goes left to Cook. King Tonga with a crossfield kick from 18 metres out. Up they go. It's not a great kick in that it's taken by Robert Derby, easy enough, but he's tackled only half a metre out from his own goal line. Played to Dean. He works the ball open side left to Zach Laybutt, and he's caught inside his own 10. So a minute 40 gone second half. And it remains North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 12 is Derby at first receiver. He's going to be claimed by Gula and Cook. 20 in from touch on the near side, the western side. Jeremiah Nene scored that spectacular try right on half time. He's in centre field, caught 25 out from his own line. Played to Robson, works it right to Bateman, and head on by Stewart. Leilua overseeing as well as he stands in the tackle, the Englishman. 33 out from his own line, played on the last. Comes left to Drinkwater with the clearing kick, a left footer, and it's down the throat. Gutherson nearly dropped us right down his guts. He comes away with it though, and he advances the footy 33 out from his own line. 2 minutes 20 gone second half. North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 12 is now Corey Allen is going to be caught here for the Dragons. Louis 11 short of half weight.
I'd like to see the Dragons play a little bit of footy coming out of their own end. There was a game that I do remember clearly down there in Wollongong Stadium where they just kept going to one edge and then shifting over that left edge. They made so many easy metres and they're getting the ball to their quick men.
Now Flanagan goes right. Gutherson quick hands. Might have been knocked down there by the Cowboys. Put on the toe, but no, Grant Atkins blows the whistle. It was knocked on, and Brayden Burns was in pursuit, but everyone knew it was a knock on. Shane Flanagan pulls out a few extra strands of hair as he watches on and pulls his teeth out, if not his whole tongue. And it's going to be a Dragon scrub feed, 9 short of halfway. 3 gone second half. Cowboys 28, St George Illawarra 12, and around the grounds, North Sydney Oval New South Wales Cup West 18 lead North Sydney 10. Let's head to the touchline. First time second half at Townsville Stadium. Laurie Spina.
Yeah, Andrew, Shane Flanagan spoke mainly about defence. He's really disappointed with the man-on-man defence, the moving up in the line, and even the desperation. He reckons if they can fix that up, our attack will flow. And on the other side, Todd Payton spoke, he's really happy with the transition from defence to attack, the throwing football around, making far less errors than they have been, and he's really happy with their defence, so all happy there.
Well, Shane Flanagan won't be happy with this. Play one, Clint Gutherson knocks on. Zach Laybutt nearly came away with it, but he knocked on. But that was really poor from Gutherson. So it'll be a Cowboys scrum feed. Remembering North Queensland leads 28-12. It was 12 all with 5.5 minutes before half time before the Cowboys ran amok. Goes left from the scrum win. Now in centre field, taking the tackle, Jeremiah Nene, 38 metres out from the line. Cook was in there with Stewart, and Stewart playing all over him, so therefore it's a penalty to North Queensland. Quick tap taken by Robson, no, not allowed by Atkins.
And then he's not allowed to go quick, but he goes, yeah, play on.
Sometimes though, I get that, because sometimes though you let it happen because you think, okay, they're all back. Oh no, you can't. So it's just a quick flash from Grant Atkins. But I like that he recovered that quickly. It would have been embarrassing had he not, 3 seconds later.
And nearly didn't get the ball out there.
I know.
And probably even would have took the 2.
Cowboys fine touch 18 out. Came off a Dragon's hand, but it doesn't matter. They'll still have a play the ball in centre field, and the ball will be played now to Robson from Carl Lawton, who's come on the field for the Cowboys. Works it left to Cotter. Tackle 12 out from the Dragons line. Cowboys on the attack. 5 gone second half. They lead 28-12 to the right. Lawton away to Dearden. Then back on the inside. Laybutt runs right across field. Then links up by a flick pass to Drinkwater, steps to the left and the right and straightens into Little and Cook. 16 out from the St George Illawarra goal line. It's played now to Robson. He's spiralling passes it left away, through hands Duffy did, back on the inside to Nay. Cut to the ground down low by Little, over the top by Stewart. 11 out. Centre of the park, played to Robson, goes left to Dearden. He got a shot all the way to Reuben Cotter. Great leg drive, he's over, but he's going to be held up in goal.
Off Reuben.
It's going to go back and play it. But I believe 2 tackles left in the set. Kyle Flanagan did really well to stay underneath Reuben Cotter. So Cotter goes back, plays a 10 in. Comes to the right. Tom Duffy away to Deer. Out the back quarter. Cut out ball, finds Laybutt, but it went forward again. Gee, that's a full pass to Cowboys. That'll be St George Illawarra scrum, 10 out from their own line. 5 minutes 45 gone second half. North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 12. Don't forget the text line is there for you on 0467 920 222.
Yeah, well, that was a close one. The forward pass, but it was called by the touch judge, so we're going to back him in. But looking at that view there that we just got, didn't look like it was forward at all. But I think it's because Drinkwater drifts backwards, and then the ball float looks like it's going forward. But anyway, they needed that the Dragons, because they're starting to get a little bit tired, and we're only early in the second half, which is not good signs.
Dragons win the scrum. Little Cook, 14 out from his own line. Played the Cook, goes right to Sully. Good strong run, Moses Sully. And he'll play it 30 out from his own line. Had a great game last week against Canterbury Bankstown. Played to Little. Centre field left to Gula. He just dribbles it out the back. Picked up by King Tongia. Dearden is there with Robson. I believe that ball might have been touched from Gula by the Cowboys. Doesn't matter. It's a penalty against Robson and Dearden in the tackle anyway. Penalties now 6-3 to St George Illawarra. And this one 33 out from their own line. And the Cowboy joined the tackle whilst held. On the text line 0467 920 222. Sandy says a big shout out to my brother Buff in Mudgee. Go our Dragons, great commentary. Thank you, Sandy. Here's the tap. And it's Leilua tackled. 9 metres in North Queensland's half by Dearden. He plays the ball too little. Goes right to King Tongia. King Tongia turns it on the inside. Stewart's tackled 35 out from the Cowboys line by Lawton. Now played little. Goes left edge to King Tongia. In a grunt. And that was the Bateman tackle. 22 metres out. Little dummy half. Goes right to Damien Cook. Cook straightens and he nearly got through, but dragged to the ground by Hess. 12 out from the line in front of the northern post. Play to Jacob Little. Goes from dummy half. Turns it on the inside. Stewart's close. He's half a metre away. Caught by Drinkwater. Last tackle Little. Terrible pass. Along the ground. Scooped up by Gutherson. 10 out. He runs across field. And he's held. What on earth was that about? He's called held Gutherson on the last 12 out when you're down by 16. So it's going to be a change over here to the Cowboys. Over here to the Flanagan's kick from just outside the 30, and it's straight down the throat of Braden for the Cowboys. Bringing it back was Robert Derby, and he's put to the ground. Went the wrong way. It's Braden Burns, 11 metres short of halfway. Someone stood up in front of me, Luke, here in the crowd. Comes away left in the boardroom to Jackson Purdue. Caught 2 short of halfway. 9 minutes 30 gone second half, and it's 28-12 to North Queensland. Now a shocking pass at a dummy half by Tom Duffy to Jeremiah Nene, but the arm was whacked at by the marker, so therefore it's a penalty to North Queensland. Their 4th of the night. 10 gone second half. Cowboys 28, St George Illawarra 12. The penalties on halfway, and Dearden finds touch 30 out from the Dragons line.
Dangerous signs here for the Dragons. North Queensland starting to find their mojo on attack once again. Great field position, and I'm telling you, I can feel the energy from the Dragons right from the tap there.
Yes.
They nearly go straight through. They're already gone, 11 minutes in.
Good run by Purdue, 15 metres, plays at 15 out. Lorden to the right to Dearden, and he's collected head on. 12 metres out from the St George Illawarra line. 29. 12 metres out from the... Metres. Now he's lying on his back with his arms over his head. With 11 minutes and 4 seconds gone in the second half, North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 12. You're with Luke Lewis, Laurie Spooner. I'm Andrew Moore. A couple of special guests have joined Laurie on the touchline tonight already. Jason Taumalolo and Gavin Cooper on the text line. Andrew, Canberra fans will be happy with the announcement today that Kaio is re-signed till the end of 2029. Hasn't he been great? Kaio works for Canberra. That is great news.
Awesome news.
Ray Calandra, you've been waiting for this from the Cowboys. Hope they can keep it up for the remainder of the second half. Go you Cowboys. Gary from Mission Beach says, seatbelts on, hang on, some great footy to come prior to the finals. Great call again, crew. Thank you, Gary. As Jaden Suar still down, now up on his haunches. Let's go to the touchline and Laurie Spooner at Townsville Stadium.
It looked like he hit his head backwards in the tackle. I don't think actually it's his ankle too. I've seen him holding his head, but it's actually his knee too got twisted in the tackle. He is going for that report. It was a back slam, I think, from Nene. I don't think he swung.
There's nothing in it.
I know. Gee, I'm surprised about that.
Well, the screen says Carl Lorden on the board too. I don't know what role he played, so we'll double check exactly which player's been put on the board. It would make more sense if it was Jeremiah Nene. So report for a back slam. Penalty went to the Dragons, their 7th of the night. They're 45 out from the Cowboys line. Gula hits it up into knee, caught 38 metres out from the goal line. Cowboys need something soon. Stewart, he straightens over the 30, taken by Hess, and also out there now Kai O'Donnell for North Queensland. Dragons work at left, King Tonga away to Leilua. Caught by Bateman and Dearden, 10 out for the goal line. Dummy half little, goes over the side right to King Tonga. Played ball on the inside to Mollo. He's tackled by Bateman. And also in there was Lawson. 8 metres away, Cook. Left to Flanagan. Takes him on himself and gets whacked to the deck. 6 metres out, changeover. Again, some of these players have no idea what the tackle count is. There's your organising halfback, Louis, who at half speed takes on the defensive line when you're down by 16. Hello?
Yeah, well, but I reckon half of the teams now are actually happy to get tackled inside that 10 metre zone and not put in the kick. Not all of them, but majority of them. Wouldn't be surprised if that's a bit of a plan.
So Carl Lawton is the player, in fact, on report for a hip prop. That's the official word for the NRL at this point.
That was on the hip prop.
Cowboys have it. 32 out from their own line. Robson goes left away to O'Donnell. He's knocked to the deck by Suo. Looks in a bad way out there. He might have to come off. 8 short of halfway. Did. He puts boot to ball, finds the grass in the southwest corner. Going back for it, Gutherson. He learned from the first half. He retrieves this midway between the goal line and the dead ball line, and therefore gets back into the field of play, where he's tackled by Labour, 8 out from his own line. Played to Allen. Goes right to the other wing at Tyrell Sloan. And he's knocked to the deck, 7 out from his own line, centre field. Plays the ball to Flanagan. Comes left edge to Allen. He's scored 11 out from his own line. That's already 3 plays into the set. Suo has come from the field and he's limped into the change room. So we'll get more from Laurie shortly with 26 and a half minutes still to play. Friday night footy on ABC Sport 28-12. Cowboys lead Dragons. David Clemmer. He's caught on his own 30-metre line, bring up the last tackle, and line all over the play the ball is John Bateman. He just refused to move, Bateman. Terrible bit of discipline. And a penalty goes to St George Illawarra. What is the referee supposed to do there?
Well, penalty.
In that case, he did a good job.
Yeah, but Bateman, was playing silly buggers there and just laying around the ruck. Look, if he had just got up and got out of the ruck as normal, they would have said play on.
Well, it looked like he was trying to get out of the ruck.
But he was just laying around the ball. It was silly.
And it was the last tackle coming up. Anyway, tap taken and it's Luciano Leilua. Put to the ground 13 metres in Cowboys territory. North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 12, 14 scoreless minutes in the second half. King Tongia hands it off on the inside to Emre Gula. He's knocked to the deck by Griffin Neen. 33 out centre field. Cook goes left. King Tongia to Gutherson. Then away to Matt Fiinge. Wrapped up down low by Labour. Over the top by Dearden. 19 metres out. Now Little fires it away right. King Tongia, centre of the park to Stewart. Amy Stewart taken by O'Donnell and also said Cowboys are too good up there. Well, are they? They have been. And so you go over there 30 through Jackson Purdue. And he's wrapped up 15 short of halfway. Reuben Cotter back on the field for the Cowboys. Played to Robson. Goes right to Drinkwater. He's going to be called 5 short of halfway. You mentioned earlier, Cowboys have just got to be patient for 2 minutes. Well, they didn't last the 2 minutes. Dragons score. What's your minute tally now? As Griffin Neem, good strong run. Gets 10 metres in Dragons territory.
No, that was right, because they scored the try just before the 20-minute mark. So now they've got to build the game from the 20. They'll get a little bit of penalty or something here, and the momentum will shift.
No, play on did, was tackled, but the tackle from Gula deemed okay, just kind of escorted him to the deck. And the Dragons have it 11 out from their own line. As Gutherson plays the ball to King Tonga, goes left to Corey Allen, and he's going to be caught 13 out from his own line. Yeah, that tackle looked all right. Ball played to Little. Short side left to Matt Finger. Put on his back, still inside his 20. 17 minutes, 15 to go. 28-20 to North Queensland. Little goes right to Leilua and across field. Now Edwards is there with the name Cotter to make the tackle. 25 out from the Dragons line. Little comes left to Gutherson over the 30. Caught mid-quarter halfway, St George Illawarra territory, and brings up the last. Little goes left to King Tonga from inside the 40. Puts boot to ball. Taken on the full by Drinkwater in his own 20. Then for some reason throws a 20-odd metre pass away to his left to Braden Burns, who's caught on the 30 by Mollo. Then plays it quickly. There's Jackson Purdue. Marches over the...
Well, that was lazy.
He marched over the 40 and just dropped the ball cold. And David Clemmer is just saying, let's, to quote Laurie, beep and go. Firing up the Dragons after a horrible mistake from Jackson Purdue. I mean, this team is just collapsing before our eyes, Luke Lewis.
Well, Jackson Purdue comes up with a great run. I just don't understand why he stops. He literally stops in the track and they get tackled from behind from Clemmer.
I think the Nay had run in front of him, so he was unsure whether to just stop dead or keep going. But they're getting in their own road. Dragon scrum feed, 41 out. 28-20. That's the good news for you Cowboys fans. They still lead. Now an inside ball from the scrum win to Finger. He's taken by Bateman and Cotter. He'll play the ball to Little, 34 out to the North Queensland line. Comes centre field right to Gula. He's tackled by Bateman and Neem. Plays it quickly to Jacob Little, 25 out. Goes right to Stewart, away to Flanagan. Then back on the inside to Mollo, who is taken by Edwards and Robson. 15 out from the Cowboys line. 3 tackles left, St George Illawarra. To the left, Stewart dummied inside, but takes the tackle of Neem and Cotter, 5 out. Plays the ball quickly, Little from dummy half. Dives over to score. Look out! Look out! It's Comeback City. 28-24. Cowboys lead the Dragons. Try to Jacob Little, and there's still over 15 minutes to go, Luke Lewis.
Yeah, nice work here by Jacob Little. He sniffs out that the really good carry, but the markers couldn't get back up and back on side. He just picks it up one-handed and uses his speed, gets down low and dives over, scores a great try. Then the King comes up behind and gets on one knee. And then Jacob Little pulls out the crown and puts it on his head for the try celebration. So, yeah, that was an interesting one. Nice try, though.
Oh, what a royal summation. Let's go to the touchline. Laurie Spina.
Yeah, he's so dangerous close to the line like that, Little, especially if a player's going back. He runs that way and he's so powerful when he gets low. But there you go again, Cowboys error, and Dragons make them pay. Tell you what, the Dragons are coming back and the Cowboys are in trouble, I reckon.
Mate, what are you saying to them now in the dressing room, in the in-goal area, Loz?
Use a few more expletives, Andrew.
Well, you begged them last time. Here's Flanagan, 12 out. Just to the left of the post to get them to within 2. With the right boot, he kicks the goal. He's 2 out of 5. It's North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 26. 5 tries all. And Louis, these are the games the Dragons lose.
Yeah.
They've lost 5 by 4 points or less.
Well, Bulldogs got them, 2 minutes to go last week.
Yep.
I reckon it could happen again.
Well, they're the ones trying to do the getting, aren't they? This time around the ground, second half in the New South Wales Cup. Western Suburbs 24, leading North Sydney 22. AFL, Western Bulldogs 34, leading Essendon 1. It's just me, does so many games start that way this year in the AFL, with the team blows out by 5 or 6 goals early. Here's the restart. Still 14 minutes to go. That will seem, if you're a Cowboys fan, I understand, like an absolute 8. So now the kickoff is returned, and DeBellin back on the field has scored 11 out from his own line. Plays the ball a little, goes right. Leilua caught 15 out. Cotter was there with Neem. And remember, that all came from just a lazy drop ball from Jackson Purdue on that occasion. I take most of the blame, having called for him to get the footy, as now it's Amish Stewart with an offload to Little on his own 30. Little takes off, turns his back on the defence, but Dearden finishes him off. 14 short of halfway. He'll play at 18 in from the western touchline with 2 tackles left. Comes right to Bellin, steps into the defence of Neem, Edwards and Cotter. Last tackle 6 short of halfway, St George Illawarra. As it comes to the right to Flanagan. Flanagan runs past Edwards. There's no one challenging him. So gets to halfway and just punts it straight down the throat of Braden Burns. 15 out from his own line. Flanagan with the chase. Also in there was Clemmer and 2 others. And North Queensland gets the footy 22 out from their own line. 13 left. Cowboys 28, Dragons 26. And now it's Derby caught on his own 30. On a scale of 1 to a million, Louis, how vital is it that the Cowboys get to their kick here?
Well, they need to get to a kick. They can't afford to come up with an error here. But they need even a penalty. They get a penalty, they get really good field position. But it's so important they get to their kicks.
So what was your answer?
Oh, it's a million.
Here's Edwards in centre field. Take it 5 metres in Dragons territory. They've got through 4 plays. Robson goes centre field left to Reuben Cotter. Left foot step into the defence of Stewart and de Bellin. And he stands in the tackle. 33 out from the line. Last play North Queensland. Robson goes left to Drinkwater. The kick from 32 metres out. Down to the right wing. Tyrell Sloan the catch. Nene the tackle. And I was worried after Sloan hit the deck. Nene was going to force him in goal, but he didn't. So it's played half a metre out from the Dragons goal line. Goes left to Sully. He'll play it 8 out from his own line. 2 the difference. North Queensland 28, Dragons 26. After the Cowboys had led 28-12, Dragons scored 3 tries in 9 minutes to get to within 2. Michael Mollo. He's scored now by Edwards. 25 out from his own line. Played a little. Short ball right to Bellin over the 30. Wrapped up by Robson and Purdue. 34 out from the Dragons line. Last tackle for St George Illawarra. Comes right to Flanagan from inside the 40. Drills a line drive kick that bounces for Drinkwater. 10 out from his own goal line at the northern end. Heads up over the 20 towards the 30. Straightens into the defence of Little and Clemmer. And he'll play 29 out from his own line with 11 and a half left. North Queensland 28, St George Illawarra 26. They work it right now to Robert Derby. And the tackle comes through Leilua and Hamish Stewart, 12 short of halfway. And he's told to go back and play the ball. So he does so now to Dearden. Comes away centre field. Cohen Hess got through one. Put to the ground. Just short of halfway. Robson takes off from dummy half. Dummy's left, goes himself. Good run. He's finally tackled 38 metres out for the St George Illawarra line. 2 tackles to go, Cowboys. Drinkwater to the left. Duffy turns it in Neem. Caught 27 away. Last play North Queensland. Dummy half Robson. Goes left to Duffy with the kick. It's shallow. Gutlerson, great catch. 10 out from his own line. Taken by Purdue and the Nay. And he'll play at 10 in from the eastern touchline with 10 and a half to go.
Well, they've got to keep completing their sets here, the Dragons. They just can't afford to come up with an error here and give up possession. But they're doing a really good job getting out of their own end. They come up with nice kicks and their kick chase has been brilliant. So they've got to keep that pressure on the Cowboys.
So now it is Fienge, 17 out from his own line. It comes right to Corey Allen. Knocked down high by Cotter, down low by Dearden. 25 out from the St George Illawarra line. Cook goes right to Bellin. He's scored there by Robson and Cotter. Last tackle Dragons, 35 out from their own line. The kick comes from Flanagan. Across his body down to the northwest corner. It bounces and Robert Derby intercepts it ahead of Drinkwater. 10 out from his own line. Heads over the 20. Into the defence. 30 out from his own line for North Queensland with 10 minutes to play. Laurie Spooner on the touchline. We've seen the Cowboys settle down again now.
Well, they've held the ball a little bit. The 5th tackle option, Andrew, I don't know why they put just a little kick up. They need to put a higher bomb up so players can get down to it.
Makes sense. Cowboys right on halfway. 20 in from the eastern touchline. Cowboys down with Cohen Hess. Good strong run over the 40. Knocked to the ground, 38 out. 4 tackles done for the home team as Robson loses the ball. Play on, says the referee. It's picked up by Bateman. Got straight past Leilua. Now dragged down 22 out by Bellin. Played on the last to Robson. Comes right to Dearden. Dearden to the 10. Dummies gave himself. Oh, he's brilliant. Build him a statue already. There's got to be a plinth with his name on it. Tom Dearden's over to score. 9 minutes left. Cowboys 32. Dragons 28. You don't have to be Todd Payton, Louis. You don't have to be a genius to know that when your team's in trouble, give it to that little blonde bloke, Tom Dearden.
Yeah, great work, Tommy Dearden. He looks in, he has plenty of room to play in, throws a little bit of a dummy, throws a dummy on the outside, again, just slides straight through. I have no idea what Liking King Tongy is doing here in defence. Tommy Dearden's come at him, he's backpedaling, and the rest of your defensive line's going straight, which creates, again, the massive space for Tom Dearden. It is a silly defensive display, but great work there from Tommy Dearden. Great awareness, speed, everything. He's got everything, Tommy Dearden. He's been outstanding tonight.
Let's go to the touchline, Laurie Spooner. Cometh the hour, you know how it goes.
Unbelievable. You're right, Andrew. Put a statue right near Jonathan Thurston for this year for the Cowboys. I tell you what, Louis right. I don't know why he hung off him. He mustn't know the speed of Tom Dearden. He just stood back and he just went straight past him in front. But what a player he is. He leads from defence and attack. Just give him the ball and score. Gee, I tell you what, this kid is unbelievable.
Here's Drinkwater. Huge kick. 6 the difference. 8 minutes left. 20 out. 2 in from touch. Drinkwater with the left boot. Starts wide. Ends wide. Nowhere near it. No goal. Drinkwater 4 from 6. And it is 32-26. North Queensland leads St George Illawarra. All right, Louis, I'm going to ask you another question. Percentage from 0 to a million. What percentage this goes to extra time?
I'm going to go 800.
800 or 800,000?
Oh, 800,000, sorry.
Okay.
Million.
Yeah, it's got that feel to it.
That's right from the start.
Yep. On the text line 0467 920 222. Daniel Turbo equal Brett Morris was 176 tries, I think, last night. He almost scored a third with a similar move. The veteran had a hero night to his Froggy. Yeah, no, 177 now. And he continues to move up the list. I think 3 behind Steve Menzies now. His full time. From the kickoff, it's Cohen Hess up over the 10.
He's been massive.
He's been great, hasn't he? 15 out from his own line. Plays the ball to Robson. Takes off from dummy, half himself into Flanagan, just short of the Cowboys 30. 7 minutes 20 to go. 32 points to 26 to North Queensland as Braden Burns straightens, slammed to the ground. 10 metres short of halfway by DeBellin. Play to Robson. Comes right to Ruben Cotter. Cotter marches there into the defence, 2 metres in Dragons territory. You did say high-scoring game, Louis, 50 points plus. Well, I'm no mathematician, but I think we're just shy of 60. 34 out. Oh, no. Penalty given away by Jacob Little. He gave Griffin Neame a push right in front of the post. 34 out. 2 points. With 6 minutes 50 to go. That would take them to 8. Shane Flanagan might be digging a hole in that coach's box. So he just got a... Jacob Little wouldn't get square on, kept his hands on Griffin Neame, and the penalty goes to the Cowboys, their 5th of the night, in goal-kicking range for Drinkwater.
You look at all their faces. Little gets up, he knew straight away he did the wrong thing before the penalty was even blown. And you look at Damien Cook and he just closes his eyes. It's like, we've done it again to ourselves. And it pans up to the coach's box and he's got his hands on his head.
Well, he's got a hat on too, Flano. How tightly is that pulled over his scalp?
Oh, mate, who would want to be a coach after watching this? And especially the way that the Dragons have been losing over the last few weeks.
So now Drinkwater to put the Cowboys up by 8. Their biggest lead has been 16. Drinkwater 4 from 6. Left boot strikes it from 35 out. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. 5 out of 7 for Drinkwater. North Queensland 34. St George Illawarra 26. 6 tries to 5. 5 and a half to go. Brisbane v Parramatta comes up next. That kicks off in 12 minutes. So this is a long game. Get your 3-2-1s ready in about 3 or 4 from now, Louis. I know the game's still in the balance. We check in on the touchline with Laurie Spooner.
Yeah, the Cowboys were doing some dumb things, but yeah, that one there of the Dragons, not very smart. It's still 5:20 to go. They'll probably put a short kick now and try and get that footy back.
Around the grounds of the AFL, Western Bulldogs 41 leading Essendon 8. Full-time New South Wales Cup, Western Suburbs have beaten the North Sydney Bears at North Sydney Oval 24-22. As a break was made from the kick-off. It comes left now, Burns away to Purdue. Too quick for Gutherson. Over the 20, the 10. See ya! Try to Jackson Purdue. And now with 4 minutes 55 to go, North Queensland 38, leading St George Illawarra 26. They are going to win at the Cowboys. They gave you North Queensland fans a fright. That was set up by Robert Derby taking the short kick-off, linked with his co-winger Braden Burns, and then Jackson Purdue sprinted 50 to score Luke Lewis.
Yeah, good work there from the North Queensland. They went for the short line drop out, the Dragons. Really nice take, but then just the counter-attack straight off that catch. They shifted over that left edge. I'll tell you what, I wasn't too sure just how quick Jackson Purdue was. And then when he got into that open space, no one come close to him. Even Sloane couldn't make any metres on him. Great try.
Quicker than Gutho.
Yeah, he made Gutho look like he was running on a treadmill, but good work there from the North Queensland Cowboys. The momentum shifted, call from Tommy Dearden, and then all of a sudden, bang, bang.
Laurie, this is so Cowboys. They were nowhere 4 minutes ago. Now they're going to score 40 and win comfortably.
We've seen this a lot, haven't we, this year, Andrew? We've got to say there's a lot of young fellas like Derby. Sometimes he has unhappy nights, but he's had a pretty sound night tonight, catching that football high, and there. Yeah, what he's got some speed, I tell you.
Hopefully he's okay. I think they would have had a plan. Let's just go long and we'll get down there, get one in and try and rip it out, or try and get a tackle and get a one-on-one steal.
So we get our first look at the replay. Damien Cook.
There's only one in the tackle as the Cowboys player holding on to David Clemmer. Damien Cook strips the ball out, which is playing on at this stage, to see what then happens.
And then, yeah.
I'm assuming by Lars' response.
Lars knocks it on.
Challenge is unsuccessful.
He got it 100. Right. So Cowboys challenge gone.
Dragons, no more challenges.
Mind you, there's only 3 minutes 51 to go. But it gives the Dragons a chance here with a scrum feed 30 out from the Cowboys line. If they can score in this, Luke,
It's not going to happen. I dare say he goes to bingo.
No, I stuffed that up last week. That's my one for the year. I have. Here's Flanagan. Now time back on now. as Flanagan feeds the scrum, and John Denver's in the house. Comes to the right to Moses Sully. He's going to be taken by Duffy, Nene and Purdue. 24 metres out from the Cowboys line. 12 in from the eastern touchline. Plays a little. Sends the left 2 to Bellin. He got a pass in the tackle. Away a little. Accelerates to the 10. Turns it inside to Damien Cook. What a right foot step. But Neem is there with Robson and Bateman, and he stands in the tackle. 2 out in front of the right upright. Little. Spiralling ball goes left. Flanagan. Duffy goes himself. Beats Hess. Then gets through Neem. Into Robson. Hess and Bateman 2 metres out. Plays the ball to Little. Comes to the right to the Bellin. Quick hands out the back to King Tonga. Show and go. Beat 1 tackle. Nailed by an A. 5 out. 2 tackles to go. Cook. Gutherson runs around in circles. Then offloads to Flanagan right to left by Lua. Luciano looking for an offload. And up and under there back to Cook. Gutherson. One-hander back to the left. Flanagan. Touched in flight. Corey Allen's got it. His head's over the goal line with the 48. He'll float on the last 2 minutes 47 to go. 12-point the lead for the Cowboys. Dragons must score here. Flanagan goes right to Clemmer. And it's a set restart as well. And ball out the back now to Little. Little sprints past Neem. He's over between the sticks. They do score in that set, Luke Lewis. It's right in front of them. It's going to be 6 points the difference with still 2.5 to go.
It's unbelievable. I love our game.
How good is it?
It's so good. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. They get this kick. They've only got 1 more try. They've got to try and get across the line. It's going to be hard, but the offloads here from the Dragons, just keeping the ball alive. And then as soon as Jacob Little gets it, he's got so quick. He runs straight to the post. As soon as he sees a little bit of a gap, he just dives straight into it and gets a great try there. And here goes Kyle Flanagan right in front, and I reckon game back on.
12 metres out, 2.5 left. Flanagan kicks the goal. Just drilled it. It wasn't all that convincing. It doesn't matter. Flags are up, and he's 6 from... No, he's not. He is 4 from 6.
That was the ugliest kick I've seen.
38-32. No, real ugly would have been missing him from in front. We've seen those. Let's go to the touchline. Laurie Spina.
Well, it was Jeremiah Nene waiting on the try line there. You knew he was going to dive in for the try. Just throw your body on it. But yeah, this Dragon side not giving up. What an entertaining game. Just unbelievable.
Is it 5 tries or 4 tries?
To who?
From the 20-minute mark.
We've seen tries. We've seen 3 of them so far. Dearden 71st, Purdue 75th, Little 78th.
There was another one as well. Jack Little scored 2.
Yeah, he scored his first in the 65th. Oh yeah, 65th. 4 tries in the 20 minutes. I can't remember why we're excited about that. Here's the kick-off. Goes down to the southern end. 38-32 Cowboys. Dragons with a Clemmer. Got straight through Hess into Neem. And he'll play it 11 out from his own line. Kick-off in Brisbane has been delayed by 2 minutes to 8:02. Pass along the ground by Gutherson. Finge couldn't dive on it. But Corey Allen does. And he's back slammed by Dearden, 19 out from his own goal line. After the game, we'll get Louis 3-2-1s. Laurie might record an interview or 2 from ground level in the post-game show, because we'll be getting to Lang Park pretty much as soon as this is over. Flanagan goes right to Gutherson, then away Moses Sully. Oh, he had to pass right, but he can't. Lost the ball. Did Purdue knock the ball on? It's going to be, with 1:37 to go, a scrum to pack, a Dragon scrum feed, time off, 91 seconds left. It was touched by the Cowies.
I tell you what, it would have been nice if Sully could have flicked that pass out the slime with a running race down the sideline. That would have been brilliant. But yeah, it's a good call. It just gets ripped out. Oh yeah, I don't know if he does actually.
I think the touch Burns at least, and it was dived on forward. So not a penalty, but it was touched, I reckon, by Burns.
Oh, here we
You're
go.
not convinced, are you?
I'm not, but it doesn't matter. It keeps
12 short of halfway. Scrum fed and 1. Little goes to the left of Flanagan. Then away King Tonga to Luciano Leilua. He gets pranced as he's tackled 9 short of halfway. He'll play the ball now western side to King Tonga. Goes right to Bellin. Got straight through Neem into Dearden and Bateman. Good run. He's a metre or 2 into Cowboys territory. 4 tackles left for the Dragons to go 48. Little to the left King Tonga. Accelerates, drag to the ground by last 32 out. Little takes off from dummy half. Goes left to right. Links up with Flanagan to Gutherson. A shocking come-out pass. Sloan got a hand to it. Picks it up. And is he going to be flung over the touchline? Loses it backwards for Sully. It's all play on. with 52 seconds to go, and Suli will play 29 out. 2 tackles left Dragons. Gutherson goes left to Flanagan. Floats the ball King Tongia. King Tongia beats 1. Now darts to the left. Got a ball away to Fiinga over the 20. Fiinga tackle 10 out. Last tackle Dragons. 35 seconds left. Gutherson from dummy half. Oh, a crossfield kick. There's no one there. And it's tapped over the dead ball line by Braden Burns. So I politely asked this question of Clint Gutherson. What are you doing, King?
That was dumb.
Goodness.
No, what? You can't challenge.
Oh, he went in anyway.
Can you imagine? Tyrell Sloan's foot went out. Damien Cook saying we're challenging. The 19 seconds left.
He wants a challenge, but he's saying no.
Well, and
You're not challenging 10 metres.
What?
you're not allowed to challenge 10 metres. So it's a line drop out Cowboys. 15, 14, 13 seconds to go. 11, 10, 9, 8. They're just going to see the clock out, or do they have to get it underway? This is where a referee, to me, has got to take control. Well, what an embarrassing end to a game. Well, I know you've got a certain amount of time to do a line drop out, but with a game in the balance of 25 seconds left, take the damn kick. If the Cowboys, I get it. Take as long as you like, not blaming them. But let's keep the game moving. Anyway, Cowboys win 38-32. An incredible game for the Cowboys. Tried to Zach Labour, Tom did, Cohen Hare, Scott Drinkwater, Jeremiah Nene, and in the second half did, and second try in Jackson Purdue. Scott Drinkwater 5 goals from 8 attempts. Cohen Hare, Carl Lawton and Jeremiah Nene all in report. Dragons tries to Tyrell Sloan and Matt Fiinga in the first half. In second half, Corey Allen, Sloan's second try. Jacob Little then scored 2 back-to-back, and Flanagan 4 from 6. David Clemmer on report. 28-12 half-time. 38 beat the Dragons 32. Quickly, Luke Lewis, very quickly, your 3-2-1 ABC Player of the Year.
Yeah, King of North Queensland, Tom Dearden's 3. Cohen Hess I gave 2. I thought he was brilliant through the middle of the field. And I went Jacob Little for 1 for the Dragons. Thought he was great.
Yeah, almost changed the game. Louis, catch you tomorrow from 2 Western Sydney Stadium. Thank you to Laurie Spina. 38-32 to the Cowboys. Let's head straight to Lang Park in Brisbane, Quentin Hull.
Good on you, Andrew. A quick handover, and the Eels are out. The Broncos are making their way onto the field as well. No changes to the selected teams here, but there's a big watch on Payne Haas at the start of this game. It will start up by going down to Zane Bozak because there was a murmur of concern that ran around the cauldron at the end of the warm-up. Zane, welcome.
Yes, Huey. He limped off and went up the race. He had to get a massage. He's feeling it down his leg. We know he's had that problem with that sciatic nerve. He felt the shudder, was a bit worried, but the Broncos staff have assured me he's going to be right to play, and he's out there now.
So that certainly had everyone turning their heads. Billy Moore, welcome to you. Ready for Friday night footy game 2?
Oh, it's going to be a ripper. The Bronx up against the Eels. It's going to be a good crowd, big game.
Reece Walsh with the kick-off. Junior Bowler's going to take the first carry into the line, and the Eels are going to be running to the Caxton Street end in the first half. They're playing in their away strip goal with Mitchell Moses back to lead the band tonight, trying to break a 3-game losing streak, while the Broncos are on a 5-game winning run. Strong tackle made by Peter Brewer on the 20. On the run there from Jermaine Hopgood. Now out on the right edge, Charlie Guymer's got hit hard. 20 from touch. He's on the 30. It's a gorgeous night for footy, and we'll get through these 2 teams for you in just a moment. But headlines, of course, Moses back, Haas back from being rested at the end of the Origin series. Mitch Moses with the kick from inside his 40, just downfield. Walsh takes it, defensive left corner on his own 10, skips just beyond the 20. So the Broncos now have their first set. Walsh at fullback, Karapani and Arthurs on the wings, Staggs and Shibasaki in the centres, Mem and Reynolds in the halves, Willison and Haas up front, Ben Hunt the hooker, Piakura and Ricky the second row, and Carrigan the lock forward as Brisbane through Shibasaki get to the 30 in their first set of the game. The bench is Walters, Hetherington, Jensen and Gajewski. So close enough to the full strength selection that Michael Maguire has at his disposal, as Haas is a dozen from halfway taken late in the set. Carrigan with a little offload to Ricky. Nice tackle though right on halfway by Russell. Puts him down. End of the set from the NRL logo. Reynolds with the bomb downfield. It's caught by Papali. The fullback gets past Staggs. He gets past the second and third chaser before eventually being stopped about 8 metres is from halfway. Great run from Joash Papali, so he's at fullback. Lomax and Addo Carr on the wings. Bensony and Russell in the centres. Hawkins with Moses in the halves. Hopgood and Bolo up front. Smith the hooker. Guymer and Williams second row. Walker the lock forward. Penalty to Parramatta here. So that will give them the first real attacking opportunity in the game. The bench is to Silva, Moretti, Dury and Tuavaiti. And what is a gorgeous night for footy, Billy Moore, as the Eels will get a chance to have the first crack.
Last week, top of the table Canberra found the Eels very difficult. They led the Eels at half-time 16-12. They've started this game red hot, the Eels. They've come to play.
Junior Barlow is taken on the red stripe of the 20 at the attacking end. Plays it to Young Smith in the halves. Directs it out to the left. Hawkins gives it on to Williams, but he's well held up in the defence. Ricky coming across on that right edge to make the tackle. Ball played to Smith, past infield through Walker. Now Moses gives it on to Guymer. But Guymer is tackled centre park and 18 metres from the Broncos line. They're in the top rows of the stands here. It's going to be a big crowd tonight. Left-hand side, Hawkins gives it on, but no way through for the left edge attack of the Eels there. As Williams is tackled only 8 metres out, back to the right in centre field. Shown by Walker, given to the right to Moses. Through to Papali, now out to the edge for Lomax, floating pass. Lomax had to wait and gets picked up and chucked over the touchline by 3 Broncos defenders. And there's just a little bit of jumpers held at arm's length out there. And that floating ball left Lomax in a very vulnerable position. So 38-32, the final score in Townsville in favour of the Cowboys. And of course, you can get in touch on 0467 920 222. No changes to the selected sides here.
Great start by the Eels. Got us off in fantastic field position. The young fullback, Joash Papali. By the Eels, got us off in fantastic field position. The young fullback, Joash Papali.